What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday. Video for the day. We got some stuff to talk about. Before I dive into everything, though, my band Backwards, BACKWORDZ. If you don't know, I mean, look, it's funny. Everybody, when they find out about the band, it's like, dude, I didn't know you're in a band. I'm like, fool, listen, every single video, like description. But hey, better later than never. Backwards, one word. We're on all major digital platforms. Of course, all music videos are on our YouTube, which is Backwards Music. And you can go check that out. All I got to say is keep an eye on it. If you want a band that's not full of a bunch of leftists and you like metal or hardcore music, keep your eyes open. Your ears open, depending on how you want to look at it. Today's video, we got to talk about this. Again, defund the police. I did my video, did like 2 videos actually, I believe. Defund the police is a fraud, but it's a confirmed fraud. Much like a lot of these catchphrases that catch on by way of leftists, it doesn't have really any substance to it, or more so, what they're saying isn't actually what they're trying to implement or what they are advocating. And that's exactly what's happening now. Like, exactly what's happening now. So we have these odd sort of, so all right, let's just actually do this. This guy posts, he says, what will replace the police? Social workers. If I heard that term again, social workers, crisis staff trained in de-escalation, which is literally just a police officer. Women's shelters. Now, I'm not saying that the ones that exist right now do a good job. I'm saying they are replacing the police with police by a different name. Planned Parenthood, Jesus Christ. Therapists, safe injection sites, rehab, community outreach, night classes, affordable health care. That's, I don't know if you call it Planned Parenthood. I don't know if you can't defend yourself and somebody breaks in your house. I don't know. But look, it's a fraud. I'm the, anarcho-capitalist here. I hear the term defund the police. I'm like, you threatening me with a good time. But of course, as to be expected, there was nothing that the concept wasn't actually a full defund. This is why you're seeing some instances where they talk about disbanding it, like in Minneapolis, they're talking about replacing it with this transformative form of security, or public safety is what they say. That's just police. Police by a different name, dude. That's it. The woke police. Now, in this case, you're hearing people that was somebody else that I retweeted say the same thing. We're going to put it back into the community rather than into those who abuse the community. Let's fund healers and educators. Basically, they want to, and then she says gun laws do not relate. I'm going to get into that here in a little bit. But basically, they just want to reroute the funds that they were supposedly given to the police, and they want to reroute it to these other people that are already existing now. They're just completely ineffective. They want to reroute it to these guys with these worthless degrees, and so forth, to make them feel valuable. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's not a marketized form of security. They're not getting rid of the taxes that are involved, which is the first thing. When I think defund, I'm thinking, okay, the people that pay taxes, that funds whatever police department or so and so are going to be able to keep their money. Nope. That's not how it works. How it does work is that they are, of course, advocating that the money still be stolen from you, and in the event that you don't pay it, they will send someone to stump a mud hole in you. That's just what this is. It was always a fraud, but as more guys put out these ideas, that's exactly what we're seeing. It's not a legitimate defund. It's just reroute funds to what they want it to be routed to. Never mind what you have to say in it. And that's just why I was like, it'd be one thing if we were talking about privatized forms of security, militia groups, so forth, to actually be response agencies in a capacity. That's not what they want. That's not what they're advocating. What they want is rerouted funds to worthless people. who go get worthless degree educators. And this is what the funny thing about when they talk about these educators. And I'm sitting there like, y'all think they not part of the problem? Look, man, public schooling is a disaster. You want to talk about what we spend on that already? We throw money at this problem and it gets no results. When you look at how much money like United States spends per pupil, like it needs to be abolished. Public school needs to be defunded and not replaced with jack. Get rid of that disaster. But they're agents of the state. Let's call them what they are. It's funny how we talk about police unions and nobody wants to talk about police. We talk about police unions. Nobody wants to talk about the teachers unions. Teachers are agents of the state. These educators, educrats, which is all they want to do with this, is reroute the funds over to these guys, the administrators and so forth, of all these different social programs and so forth. They want to just throw money at that. Oh my God! When I was looking into this, and I did a video sort of talking about this, but more information is coming out. People are being a little more, I don't want to say being more straightforward. Some people are just being puppets, or sheep rather, and they just that's all they're doing. They're just saying defund the police because everybody else is saying defund the police. Amazing. But on a serious note, like what is this? Look, if you're gonna do it, go do it all the way. But they ain't about that. They want to still tax you. They want to still steal from you. And more importantly, I think that security in a lot of cases has to be put in the place of the individual. I know people don't like that, but that's what it is. It's not to say that every individual is comfortable with that. And it's not to say, obviously, that other forms of like more privatized forms of security can't exist or shouldn't exist. Absolutely not saying that. But I'm saying you are your own first responder. And this is why it never made sense to not couple, if you're going to say defund the police, you need to couple it with abolition of taxes, but you also need to couple it with abolition of gun laws. All of them. They get in the way of people buying guns, get in the way of people legitimately owning them without state, federal goons, kicking down their dough. Being able to buy them, whatever magazines, whatever capacity that they want to have them in certain states, you have to run into that problem. I got to wait for 10 days. I don't have to do that out in Texas, but in California, some cases you got to wait 10 days before you can even get the gun, which is absurd. That's, if you're talking about actually legitimate security, that's where it starts, but they're not interested in that. This is why that's not even being uttered. This is why when I say stuff like abolish the taxes, abolish the gun laws, I get pushback from the same weirdos who get out there and say defund the police. What? So if you can't come, it's first of all, it's not a movement to be taken seriously at all. We see that. But if you are, you look, I've been telling y'all about the police state for X amount of years through various different ways. It's funny, somebody tweeted at me, was like, why are you just now saying defund the police or something like that? It's like, I'm looking at this message of this guy that's all buttered because it's funny I just saying this. Matter of fact, let's go bring it to light real quick. I know I was about to make a point, but hold up. People in this thread are dumb. If anything, we need to defund art and music programs that nobody will ever do anything with and push more towards STEM courses to push America back to the top of the world in science and research. Again, they want to still steal from you. And they want to put it towards what they feel as if is more important. He's making the same exact argument as the other people that want to fund whatever other weirdo social programs and so forth. It's like they still want to steal from you. They just think they inherit the money. They think they have right to the money. Not how it works, dude. How about this? People get to keep their money, and then they get to put it in things that they personally want to put it in. Would that be an instead of just stealing from them and then having this power that exists. And everybody's fighting to get access to it because they know it's a territorial monopoly on use of force, violence, and ultimate decision making. But like I was saying before, when it comes to policing, I've long talked about this, and some weirdo was discussing, like, he had hit me up. You know, these guys conjure up fake narratives, right? If they can't like actually pin you down on anything, what they actively try to do is just project the positions they need you to have in order for your arguments to be valid. Like this weirdo saying, me of all people, has never talked about like defunding the police or this issue. And I showed him, I linked him. First he said I wouldn't talk about that on the Blaze because they were my quote unquote puppet masters. So I'll link him to the video in which let me see if I can find that real quick, because I'll link him to the video that I did specifically. That it was like literally the day before he made that tweet, and I was talking about. Let me see if I can find that. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm gonna just keep scrolling. But it was like the day before that tweet was a thing. He says that I wouldn't talk about that. It's this guy. Like, these guys first stumbled across some of these ideas. No, you haven't been talking about cutting minimum wage. He said, no, I haven't. He's talking about me, talking about like police and stuff like that. He said, I've been talking about this and so forth. I said, all right. I was just on the Blaze just yesterday, literally talking about.
Now, look, I'm no anarchist at the table. I have absolutely no issue with defunding them, disbanding them. But trust me, I've been talking about this private.
I don't know why people thought that when I went to the Blaze, like I was going to just change my position. And it just shows how much people don't know about me. And I'm slightly offended by that, which is the name of a show by Elijah Schaefer on Blaze TV. But I'm slightly offended by people that would think that. It shows you know nothing about me. But he said all of this about, I didn't say that. And he says, I've been following your videos. This is a lie. The guy didn't follow me. I actually admired you. Lie. But you never posted anything on defunding the police over the last few years. So 2016 is the video that I dropped. What's the title of it? Solution to Privilege, Brutality, Racism, Abolish the police and privatize their services. I'm not new to this, bro. I've been here, done that. I was the one making the arguments and y'all were the ones defending the state. Y'all are just against what they're doing. You're not even against the institution. You're against what they're doing. And it's only because it's trendy. I've been talking about this for years. You can't tell me nothing. This is why I'm able to see through this nonsense. And I'm like, when you say things like defund the police, what do they really mean? Oh, they don't really mean like what I thought it would mean or what it sounds like at the surface. They just want to, have a woke police, a version of it, and then they want to reroute some of the funds that they spend on that to the other worthless programs and such in the communities to sort of curb the because there's all these things that lead to crime and all of this. And if they can address that by just throwing money at it through these ineffective people, which again, we already spend so much money on these sorts of ideas already. They think that if we route it there, they have the solution, and you call Planned Parenthood, and they'll solve the issue. Weirdos. God, these guys are weird. So let me end this video by saying that go ahead and defund them, but abolish the taxes, abolish all the gun laws, and allow people to be free to form their own groups. There's forms of security, and more importantly, in the event someone wants to destroy their property, they need to be able to do what they have to, not no duty to retreat laws. That's what I mean when I say gun laws. I almost failed to mention that. When I say gun laws and stuff like that, I'm talking about those laws that basically disallow people to use deadly force in the event they're being aggressed upon. Like you have to retreat or something like that. No. You get what you deserve if you like committing these violent acts of aggression on people.